see behind me members of the Athens community gathering together to silently march to the Arch in downtown Athens. Many of these people are members of the Arab Cultural Association and the group Christians United for Palestine. In my hand, I have a list of Athens, Clark County jobs that pay below the living wage. Memorial ribbons adorn Courthouse Square here in Mount Vernon, Georgia. We have video that sheds light on how the sheriff, who used to work right over there, was killed. I'm at the Athens Clark County Police Department, where law enforcement officials inside this building. And as you can see, Miss Titus has a sign like many of these people do, and they'll be leaving here in just a few minutes. Colonel Adger says inmates made these knives from metal light fixtures. Victims in a series of North Side burglaries include 3 law enforcement officials. One of them had this badge stolen along with another one that's still missing. I'm at the Atlanta Federal Courthouse, where I watched a man walk out free after 11 months in jail for a crime he says he did not commit.
This bag is contraband cell phones, about half dozen, yeah.
Colonel Mark Adger believes that the inmates were using the phones to contact criminals out on the street and to possibly help their cases in court.
And they could be intimidating witnesses.
Colonel Adger says inmates made these knives from metal light fixtures.
This is a jail-made shank or knife.
When officers found this staff meal along with other contraband, it led Colonel Adger to believe that it may actually be staff members who were helping bring these items to the inmates.
It's scary, and that tells us that we have staff that have been corrupted.
The jail has technology specifically targeted towards finding phones. However, the cell phones and other contraband were found in one zone during a shakedown that took place in all 12 zones.
So you got to lay down on your back and actually reach and feel along the groove in the bed.
Not knowing exactly what is behind each cell has made officers like James Getting be more cautious.
Oh, it makes your heart race. And it reminds you to be careful when you're walking in there, because none of them are your friends.
Colonel Adger says an internal investigation is underway. Mary Grace Shaw, Channel 2 Action News.
Having that personal space violated by somebody, and you really feel helpless.
Chamblee Police Detective Ray Ice is one of 2 other law enforcement officials who played a different role in this case. All 3 officials are victims.
I can actually honestly tell people, I know exactly what you're going through.
Along with his 2 badges, Detective Ice had several important items stolen.
They took my city-issued gun.
Raheem Armadian is currently charged for the burglaries. Police say the arrest occurred after one resident at Detective Ice's apartment complex saw him get into his red BMW while carrying a TV.
You run the tag, it comes up on your computer, and the individual defendant's photograph popped up, and the witness talking to the cop in the parking lot goes, that's him right there.
Sergeant Ron Moman says that the burglaries were not targeted toward law enforcement officials.
Just happened to, pick the wrong house.
Brookhaven Police Officer Carlos Nino says the Madian is currently being charged for 5 burglaries.
It's very significant to us because just the frequency and amount of incidents.
Madian's lawyer says he will plead not guilty. In Sandy Springs, Mary Grace Shaw, Channel 2 Action News. You can't see his face, but if you really listen, you can hear him singing along. When he stops the music, he puts on his headphones, and everyone at Hope Haven knows all Denzel Smith needs is a beat, any beat.
I express myself through dancing when I'm happy or when I'm kind of irritated or discouraged or anything. I'm going to show it through my dancing.
Denzel Smith is one of 150 adults with special needs who enjoy special relationships with the people at Hope Haven. Hope Haven is a nonprofit in Athens that works to help integrate these adults into the community. One way, helping people like Smith find a job.
It took a matter of time finding this job for me, so I'm lucky to have it.
Lynn Dixon is a part of the program that set Smith up with a job at Sonny's Barbecue.
They are getting to think that they're not just having to sit and twiddle their thumbs all day.
That's something you won't see Denzel Smith doing. When Sonny's doesn't need him, Hope Haven does.
Kind of help out the staff, kind of keep the peace around here, make sure everyone's good.
And when Smith isn't checking on everyone at Hope Haven, It's time to dance again.
It's a family. It's a La Familia.
It's just an amazing experience, you know.
For Grady News Source, I'm Mary Grace Shaw. A Delta pilot diverted an Atlanta-bound flight due to a smoke scare. A Channel 2 Action News reporter was on the flight from New York City that made an unscheduled stop in Philadelphia last night. Another woman on board told us many passengers thought the plane smelled like jet fuel. Delta put the passengers on another plane that took them here to Atlanta. Some Pine Lake residents are pushing to change the name of a street because of a possible connection to a Confederate general. Community activists in the tiny DeKalb County city have a petition to drop one R from Forest Road. Some neighbors believe the street might have been named after Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest. Residents of a senior living facility have air conditioning after weeks of sleeping in the summer heat. What it took to get the system repaired. The commission meeting is open to the public. Live at the Athens-Clarke County City Hall, live at the Catholic Center in Atlanta, live at the Tate Student Center at the University of Georgia, at the Athens-Clarke County Police Department. For Grady News Source, I'm Mary Grace Shaw.